Hi sir and madam, my name is LIM CHEE KHEE and today I am going to present my FYP, which is Human Activity Tracker for Health Monitoring System HAT-HMS in this video for Excel 2021. So, HAT-HMS is a web-based system which is developed for elderly people so they're able to know their daily activity with detailed information. The information included metabolic equivalent of tasks and total time used of each activity. By using mass score, calories burn of each activity can be calculated and elderly people can prevent undergo vigorous activity. This is because mass score is used to differentiate the activity to lightly, moderate, and vigorous activity. Physical activities of the user is detected by using wearable device and the device will send the information to a single board computer to form a text file. The activity detected by the sensor are walking activity, jogging, sitting, and lying, 4 types of activity. HAT-HMS will read the text file and retrieve data to store the data in database. So for problem statement, although there are many wearable devices can use to detect the activity of user to monitor their health, but the device will not provide more detailed information like what the user has done and the total time used for their activity. Besides that, most of the elderly will not undergo any exercise but just sitting and watching television for a whole day. In this condition, elderly may infect disease like heart attack and diabetes. On the other hand, some elderly may undergo excessive exercise and lead to heart damage. This is because the elderly did not know the exact value of exertion a person needs for a day. So to overcome this problem, HAT-HMS was created to display the detailed information in the form of graph, which included the total time used for each activity, the calories burn of each activity, the activity level of user, and the estimate weight loss of user. If the user is sitting or lying for too long, HAT-HMS will send an email notification to user and his or her caregiver. To prevent elderly undergo excessive exercise, HAT-HMS will display mass score and the example of light, moderate, and vigorous activities in the table. MAP minutes is used as an indicator to measure the activity level of user. So basically, MAP minutes is calculated based on the mass score of the activity and the total time used for that activity. If the activity level in that day is vigorous, HAT-HMS will also send an email notification. So the project objective is to display and analyze the information in the form of graph, to calculate calories burn according to mass score and body weight of user for each activity, to calculate estimate weight loss of user based on the calories burn, to detect abnormal activity by using IoT technology, and to notify the user of the abnormal activity like sitting or lying down for too long. So this is the architecture diagram of HAT-HMS. First of all, the user needs to wear the wearable device with an embedded sensor, so the sensor can detect the activity of user, then send the data to the Raspberry Pi to form a text file. Then HAT-HMS will retrieve data from the text file and store it to the database. So when the user makes a request in HAT-HMS, HAT-HMS will retrieve data from the database and analyze it to form information in the form of graph and then show to the user. HAT-HMS contains 3 modules, which is display module, calculation module, and notification module. In display module, it has several types of functions like display how much of particular activity has been performed for today and in the period of weeks and months. It also displays the activity level, calories burn, estimate weight loss for today and in the period of weeks and months. It also displays the mass score of each activity. In calculation module, it calculates calories burn of each activity which is done by user. It calculates minutes or the activity level of user, and it also calculates estimate weight loss based on the calories burn. In notification module, it detects abnormal activity of user and sends notification to user when user is sitting or lying down for too long or doing vigorous activity for too long. So the first benefit of the system is it encourages proactive healthcare. In this system, you will always keep track the activity of the user, so the user is able to know their daily behavior. Therefore, the user is able to maintain their healthy lifestyle. The second benefit is keep elderly engaged. People will become much more engaged when they're able to use the wearable device to monitor themselves. The third benefit is children are able to monitor their parents by using this system. This is because there are 2 types of users in this system, which is caregiver and normal user. Children can act as a caregiver to monitor their parents, which act as a normal user. So now I will demo my project. And I have started my server. Then I will go to the localhost. So this is the main page of HAT-HMS. It contains a login and register button. It also contains a about section that describes what is HAT-HMS, a team profile section, a survey section which describes the main function of HTTP/HMS, which is display information, calculate calories and weight loss, display math score, and send notification. And it also contains a contact section. So for the user to log into HTTP/HMS, the user needs to register an account first. So I will register an account like Chee Khee username, and then you need to key in your email and then your password confirmation. So you have to select a role whether you want to become a normal user or a caregiver. A normal user can be monitored by only one caregiver, but one caregiver can monitor many normal users. So now I will select normal user as the role, and you have to key in your weight so the user can calculate your calories burn. So I will sign in with the username and password. So now it shows that there is no any record yet because the user is a new registered user. So now I will log in with a user that have the data. So before I log in with the user that have the data, then I need to explain the data first. So this shows the structure of the data in the text file. I use Notepad Online to show the structure of the text file because my screen recorder cannot record the Visual Studio Code. So I use Notepad Online. So this data is collected by the sensor but not the HTTP/HMS website. You can say that the dataset is ready, and since right now I didn't have the sensor, so I have to hardcode the data by myself. So in the text file, you will contain the name of the user and also the date. Different digits represent different type of activity. 1 represent walking, 2 represent jogging, 3 represent sitting, and 4 represent lying down activity. So if the user undergo 10 minutes of lying down activity, a number of 4 will write into the text file. And then if the user undergo 10 minutes of sitting activity, then a number of 3 will write into the text file. And if the user undergo 15 minutes of lying down activity, 5 number of 4 will write into the text file, and so on. So each digit represents 10 minutes of that activity, and 6 digits in a row represent 1 hour. So there is 12 rows which represent LIM CHEE KHEE have wear the device and undergo activity for 12 hours. So now I will log in with user LIM CHEE KHEE that have the data. So I will go to the today activity record first. So from this page we can see that the user LIM CHEE KHEE have undergone 60 minutes of walking, 30 minutes of jogging, and so on. So in this website, you will automatically read the text file and detect any changes, and then update the database every 15 minutes. So at here it shows that the website have updated the database 7 minutes ago. So for the week activity record graph, you will show that the record of the day in this week. Since today is Monday, and Monday is the first day of this week, so only today record show in this graph. So the week record graph will show the total time used for each activity like walking, jogging, sitting, and also lying. So from the graph we can see that the user undergoes 60 minutes of walking at today, which is same at here, stay at here. So for you to understand clearly about this week record graph, I will go to the admin page. Since user LIM CHEE KHEE is admin, so he can go to the activity record table and then read and change the record of the table. So I will change this date to tomorrow, which is 29, and I will change this date to 30 to show the week record graph. And then go back to the graph. Yes, he will show that the record of the day in this week. Next, I will go to the activity evaluation table. It shows that the map minutes, it uses map minutes to measure the activity level of user. Map minutes is calculated based on the time used in walking and jogging, because these two activities is moderate activity, and only moderate activity and vigorous activity is included to measure the activity level of user. So since the map minutes is more than a minimum requirement, so the website will give comment like good performance. And if the map minutes is less than the minimum requirement, you will also give some other comments like poor performance. So at here, in the task section, the user can create some tasks like I create already, like work for 15 minutes, and user also can create some tasks like run for 20 minutes. And if the user have done the activity, he can check at here. And then if the task have not done yet, then it will show at here the undone task notification that the task has not done yet for the user in today. So the yesterday button will show the task that the user create for yesterday. So this task, the reason I create this task section because the type of activity that detected by the sensor is only walking, jogging, sitting, and lying. So if the user have done other type of activity like play badminton and play basketball, then the user can record by himself in this task session, and this task session can act like a diary for the user to review their daily activity in the past. Next, I will go to the activity level page. So to measure the activity level of user, map minutes is used. If the map minutes is less than 110, the activity level is considered as sedentary. So for example, the map minutes for today is 555, which is like here, which is between here. So the today activity level of the user is considered as moderately active. So in the day button, you will show the record of the day in this week, and the week button will show the total map minutes in this month, which is June. So from this graph, we can see that the user Lim Chee Khee has a record in week 4 of June and also week 5 of June. So in the month button, you will show the total map minutes for the previous 6 months. So in the activity level graph, the user can know their activity level every day, so the user can prevent undergo excessive exercise and lead to heart damage. Next, this activity level evaluation is same as a dashboard, but it will show the activity level to the activity level of the user, which is moderately active. And then based on this activity level, the website will recommend some tasks for the user for tomorrow. So since moderately active is a good activity level, so the website will not recommend any task. But if the activity level is sedentary or lightly active, then the website will recommend some tasks for user for tomorrow. So I'm going to change the record to show the task, recommend tasks for lightly active. So the activity level become lightly active, then the website will recommend some tasks for the user like walk at brisk pace for at least 1 hour and 45 minutes and run for at least 35 minutes. And if the activity level is vigorously active, the website will also recommend the user to reduce some time that used in the activity. So for example, the user have undergone 17 minutes of walking and also 17 minutes of jogging, then it is considered as vigorously active. Then the website will recommend the user to reduce the walking activity and jogging activity for some times. Then the user also can create the link here to learn more about maths and also see the math score of lightly, moderately, and vigorously activity, and know the connection between maths, how to use maths to calculate the calories burn. Next, I will go to the calories burn page. So this calories burn graph is same like the activity level graph, just the y-axis becomes calories burn, and the day, week, month button also same like activity level graph. In the week button, you will show the total calories burn in this month, and in the month button, you will show the total calories burn for the previous 6 months. So in this graph, the user can determine their calories intake, so it can take a balance between the calories intake and the calories burn. For next section, you will show that the total time used for walking and jogging and the calories burn for each activity, and based on the total calories burn, and you will calculate the estimate weight loss. Yesterday will show the yesterday record. So the reason I create this section because so the user can compare the calories burn for today and yesterday, and you will motivate the user to take more exercise. Next is the estimate weight loss graph. This graph is same like the calories burn graph and activity level graph, just the y-axis become the weight loss. And the day, week, month button is also same. Week will show the total weight loss in this month, and the month will show the total weight loss for the previous 6 months. Next, I will go to the table list page. In this table list, you show the activity record table, which contains all the information like total time used for each activity, map minutes, carry ribbon, and estimate weight loss. The user can use this day filter to check the record for certain day. Like here I choose yesterday date, and here I choose today date, and such. You give the activity record for today and yesterday. So it also contains the task record table, which contain the tasks that created by user in the dashboard. So the user can review the daily activity other than the 4 types of activity. So the user can know their daily activity in the past. Next is the notification. So for the user, for this website to send notification, the user need to sit or lying down for more than 1 hour, or the activity level need to exceed 710 minutes. So the activity level is considered rigorous. So for the website to send a notification, I have to change the data in the text file. So 6 number of 4 represent the user have undergone 1 hour of lying down activity. So after I save in the text file, the website should detect a change in the text file and then update the database after 15 minutes. But now we can't wait for 15 minutes, so I will go to the page that can immediately update the database. So now the website should send an email notification to the user and also the user's caregiver. So the caregiver and user will receive an email notification. So if I go to the home page, okay, so there is an email. So there is this is the email the website sent just now. You say that you have been lying for more than 1 hour, please stand and remove yourself. And if the user undergo vigorous activity, which is the activity level has exceeded 710, then the website will also send an email notification in this format to advise the user to not undergo any intentional exercise anymore. So I will go to the profile page. So at here profile, the user can update his information like gender, age, and handphone number. And most importantly, the user can key in their caregiver name, so to assign himself to the caregiver. So if the user key in the caregiver name that does not register in this website, it will give an error. So now I will log in with the caregiver, which is test user of the caregiver of LIM CHEE KHEE, which is test user. So after the caregiver login, you will go to the supervised user's profile page. And if the caregiver click the activity information, you will show the activity information of the supervised user, like today activity record graph, week activity record graph, activity level graph, and carry ribbon graph. All this graph is same like the graph that I shown before, but this is in the caregiver view. And for the recommendation task, the caregiver can give some recommendation for the user LIM CHEE KHEE, like well done, and also can give some recommendation tasks like walk for 70 minutes or run for 30 minutes. Then all this advice and recommendation will show in the normal user view, and this user notification is sent at the same as the notification center in the normal user view. So I will log in with the normal user LIM CHEE KHEE again to show the advice and recommendation that gave by the caregiver. So all the comments and recommendation will show given by the caregiver will show at here, and then after today, all the advice and comment will disappear. And if the user have done another activity record and the caregiver will give another suggestion, then the suggestion will show it here again. And in conclusion, I wish to develop a mobile application of HTTPS because now the website is only accessible by web browser. Besides that, I will also would like to add some function in HTTPS so it can process the other signal which can be detected by other wearable devices like temperature and heart rate. That's all from me. Thank you.